A few weeks ago, I was writing a proposal for a client for a leadership development programme. And one of the questions that was asked was, can you summarise your philosophy about leadership? What a great question. It's quite a big question as well. It took me a long time to think about it and to summarise my thinking into a reasonably short paragraph. Having done that, I thought I'd share it with you. My philosophy about leadership comes down to two things, really. On one level, it's about relationships, and on the other, it's about personal development. Now, I think most people, if asked about leadership, would say, yes, it's about relationship, about communication, because it's all about getting other people engaged and having them do something. So it's not surprising that good leaders usually have good communication skills. That's the full range of communication skills, not just speaking, but listening as well. And also being able to think about how to communicate something to best effect, how to use words that will engage people and motivate them. There's clearly a great deal there that's important if you have a leadership role. But the other thing is almost more important. Not because you can be a leader without the other things, but because I think this is what makes the biggest difference between good leaders and the really outstanding leaders. And often if somebody asks me, how do I become a better leader? I'll say to them, well, if you want to be a better leader, work on yourself. What do I mean by that? I mean, you've got to think about your own development and about who you are and how you're doing what you're doing, why you're doing it. Because you'll know from your own experience that nothing turns people off faster than a leader that they don't trust or can't believe in, or sometimes a leader who they think is not entirely confident in being in that role. So if as a leader of people you find yourself doing things that you're not 100% happy with, whether that's communicating something that your organisation is doing that you're not maybe 100% on board with, or perhaps it's you've got to ask somebody to do something and you're not 100% certain that it's the right thing to do. Maybe you think it's overloading that person, or you think that they're not quite capable, or whatever it is. There may be things that you have to do that are, well, they're just not things that you want to do or that you can do easily. These are the things that you have to think about and perhaps psych yourself up a little bit for. So if those things weren't difficult for you to do you think that would make you a better leader? I do. That's why I say that leadership is also about personal development. Because every time you come up against something that's difficult for you to do, if you spend time thinking it through, working out what are the blocks for you, dealing with those blocks, then it enables you to go and deal with the situation, the task, and talk to your people in a way that's much more real. And even if it's the case that I can't tell you everything because there's things going on that are confidential, but yes, there is something that you'll find out about soon, rather than just pretending there isn't anything going on. Being able to say that takes a bit of courage. It does take a little bit of thought as to how are you going to phrase it. But once you've done one of those things, it makes it easier the next time. So I think that to be a good leader, you need to be constantly monitoring your own performance and working on yourself. Getting rid of your mental blocks, getting rid of your hang-ups, dealing with bits of baggage you might have. And all the time, having clear goals about the kind of leader that you want to be. So, that in a nutshell is my philosophy about leadership. It's partly about communicating and building relationships, and it's partly about working on yourself.